Don't be afraid. Lock the doors. Turn out the lights and climb into bed. It's time for Hillbilly Dead Time Stories.
There have been many cryptid sightings all over the world in the last 200 years. Most of these encounters are similar types of creatures. Bigfoot, Yeti, and Sasquatch are all bipedal hairy humanoids. You have a few of the very unique sightings, such as the Loveland Frogmen and the Dover Demon. Then you have sea monsters, such as the Loch Ness Monster and Champ. There are a few reported cases, though, of bipedal lizard-type creatures. You may not be as familiar with these sightings. Two of these instances were in Kentucky. There was the Kentucky Lizard Man in Stephensport, Kentucky in 1968, and the Milton Lizard in Milton, Kentucky in 1975. But the most famous of all the lizard men resides in South Carolina. Bishopville, South Carolina gained wide notoriety in 1988 after the local sighting of a lizard man. The monster was described as half Bigfoot and half scaly swamp man. The lizard man of Scape or Swamp, also known as the lizard man of Lee County, is a reptilian humanoid cryptid which is said to inhabit areas of the swampland in and around Lee County, South Carolina. This is along with the sewers and the abandoned subways in towns near the swamp. The first reported sighting of the creature was made by Christopher Davis, a 17-year-old local who said he encountered the creature while driving home from work at 2 a.m. on June 29, 1988. According to his account, Davis stopped on a road bordering Scape or Swamp in order to change a tire which had blown out. When he was finishing up, he reported having heard a thumping noise from behind him and having turned around to see the creature running towards him. Davis said the creature tried to grab at the car and then jumped on its roof as he tried to escape, clinging onto it as Davis swerved from side to side in an effort to throw it off. After he returned home, Davis's side view mirror was found to be badly damaged and scratch marks were found on the car's roof. There were no other signs of physical damage due to this encounter. I looked back and I saw something running across the field towards me. It was about 25 yards away and I saw red eyes glowing. I ran into the car and I locked it. The thing grabbed the door handle. I could see him from the neck down. The 3 big fingers, long black nails, and green rough skin. It was strong and angry. I looked in my mirror and I saw a blur of green running. I could see his toes and then he jumped on the roof of my car. I thought I heard a grunt and then I could see his fingers through the front windshield where they curled around on the roof. I sped up and swerved to shake the creature off. In the month that followed the Davis sighting, there were several further reports of lizard-like creatures and unusual scratches and bite marks found on cars parked close to the swamp. Most of these are said to have occurred within a 3-mile radius of the swamps of Bishopville. At the time, local law enforcement officials reacted to reports of the lizard man with a mixture of concern and skepticism, stating that a sufficient number of sightings had been made by apparently reliable people for them to believe that something tangible was being seen, but also that it was more likely to be a bear than a lizard man. Just 2 weeks later, police were called to the scene of some vandalism. A car not too far from the swamp had been attacked in the night. Fenders had been ripped off, the antenna bent. Deep scratches along the body and the chrome trim had seemingly been chewed off. Could this be another attack of the lizard man? 2 weeks after the Davis sighting, the sheriff's department made several plaster casts of what appeared to be three-toed footprints, some measuring 14 inches in length. But the sheriff's department decided against sending them on to the FBI for further analysis after biologists advised them that they were unclassifiable. According to South Carolina Marine Resources Department spokesperson Johnny Evans, the tracks neither matched nor could be mistaken for the footprints of any recorded animal. Evans also dismissed the possibility that they could have been made by some form of mutated creature. The sightings attracted tourists interested in seeing the creature and hunters interested in tracking it, and nearby radio station WCOS offered a $1 million reward to anyone who could capture the creature alive. Over the course of the summer, more cars in the vicinity of Scape Swamp were brutally attacked and chewed on, and more people reported seeing an enormous scaly green man lurking in the woods and the swamps. But as the cooler days and the nights of the fall approached, the lizard man receded back into the swamp as suddenly as he appeared. His summertime reign of terror ended, but a legend was born. Over the decades, there have been sightings on occasion and a smattering of automobile maulings always within the vicinity of the swamps around Bishopville, but nothing like the summer of 1998 when the lizard man made his presence an appetite for cars known. In the summer of 2015, a woman was able to snap a picture and some video from her cell phone as she was leaving church. The photo and subsequent video may prove Lizard Man's existence beyond a believer's doubt, but his shy nature remains unchanged. The Lizard Man remains elusive. The South Carolina Emergency Management Division tweeted out a warning about the possible Lizard Man reappearance during the Great American Solar Eclipse of 2017, when a total solar eclipse occurred in the state. After all, it wasn't clear if his seemingly nocturnal nature would be befuddled when dusk arrived in the middle of the summer day. Sadly, Lizard Man didn't get the message. I will speculate that the Lizard Man doesn't have a Twitter account.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Or Daddy has to fight off a zombie herd. And once that zombie herd is dead, Daddy has to hack off the devil's head. And if that devil's head gets hacked, Daddy has to hunt down a werewolf pack. And when that werewolf pack goes down, Daddy has to slaughter an evil clown. And after the evil clown is killed, Daddy has to take on a vampire guild.